Greetings, welcome to the channel. I'm Ready Set Go, and today we look at Triumph's updates to nearly all of the models in the Bonneville range, including the T120, T100, Street Twin, Speedmaster, and the Bobber. If any of those bikes interest you, stick around and we'll have a quick look at all the updates for 2021. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. So as mentioned, this video looks at all the updates to these models in the Bonneville range in one fell swoop. Triumph has updated many of these models to comply with Euro 5, but also sprinkle a little bit extra on top just to make it that much more exciting for us. Now, these updated Bonneville models include the iconic T120 and T120 Black, T100, Street Twin, Speedmaster, and the Bobber. Now, I have actually done a separate video on the updates to the Street Twin. There should be a link just above me there. There's also a link in the description below where you can watch that separate video on all the updates to the Street Twin, and there is an exciting element to that update, so it's worth watching. Since relaunching the Bonneville brand back in 2001, Triumph has sold over 367,000 units worldwide. This is a hugely important category of bike, an important segment, and so important for Triumph to get right and update these bikes to meet rider demands for 2021 and beyond. So to begin with, let's look at the T120 and the T120 Black, the updates for 2021. The T120, the iconic backbone of the Bonneville family, the bike that started it all way back in the 1960s, has been given a very nice series of updates for 2021. So both T120 models, the Classic and the Black, retain their 1200cc high-torque twin for 2021. Peak power and torque remains the same. Peak power 80 PS at 7,000 RPM and peak torque at 105 Newton meters at 3,500 RPM. But in order to meet Euro 5, Triumph has made some tweaks. It now produces less emissions. What is updated for the T120 is that the mass of the engine has been significantly reduced thanks to use of a lighter crankshaft. Now that, in combination with the optimized clutch and balancer shafts, Triumph says that inertia has been reduced, making the throttle response much more immediate and crisper. One significant improvement for the T120 is the handling. The bike is now 7 kilograms lighter than the outgoing model, mainly down to these brand new aluminium rims that are on the bike, cutting a majority of that weight. But this weight saving has given the bike a much more agile and maneuverable feel compared to the outgoing model. The braking system has also been improved with a higher spec 2-piston twin-disc Brembo setup at the front, all supported by ABS and switchable traction control. In terms of technological updates, the T120 now gets cruise control fitted as standard. This accompanies the already present throttle-by-wire and 2 riding modes, road and rain modes. Styling-wise, the T120's clock faces have a premium 3D finish. The T120 Classic is available in 3 colour schemes for 2021, including traditional jet black. We've also got Cordovan red and silver ice, and also cobalt blue and silver ice. The T120 Black surprisingly comes in 2 colours. You have your traditional jet black, and there's also a combination of matte jet black and matte graphite. Both the T120 Classic and the T120 Black will be available in showrooms from April of 2021 and will be available for £10,800. Next up is the T100, the gateway into the Bonneville range. If you're looking for your first Bonneville, the T100 is a fan favourite. And for 2021, this bike has received probably most of the updates. It's quite a long list of updates for the T100. It's quite exciting, especially if you are looking for a T100 this year. So in terms of the engine, the T100's 900cc twin does get a bit of an overhaul. It is now 4 kilograms lighter than the outgoing version. It's Euro 5 compliant and remains A2 friendly. Peak power on the T100 has now been increased by 10 PS to 65 PS at 7,400 RPM, with peak torque being raised to 80 Newton meters at 3,750 RPM, with 80% of that peak torque available all the way from 2,000 RPM up to 7,000 RPM, giving you really strong acceleration in all gears. The T100's red line has also been increased by 500 RPM. On top of that, Triumph has also managed to reduce the weight around the engine thanks to a low inertia crankshaft, lighter balancer shafts, and a thin-walled clutch cover and magnesium cam cover. In terms of handling, as mentioned, the T100 is now 4 kilograms lighter than the outgoing model, bringing the mass down to 209 kilograms dry weight. The T100 now comes with a more powerful 2-piston Brembo caliper at the front to give more stopping power, bite and feel, along with new higher spec cartridge front forks, all supported by rider aids such as ABS and switchable traction control. Up front, the T100 gets a new styling makeover with a brand new clock phase dash with integrated LCD display. And the T100 will be available in 3 colour schemes for 2021, including Lucerne Blue and Fusion White, Jet Black, and a Carnival Red and Fusion White. The T100 for 2021 will be in showrooms as of March and will retail for £9,100. At this point, I would talk about the Street Twin. However, as mentioned at the start of the video, I have done a separate video on the updates to the Street Twin. There should be a link just above me and also in the description. Quite an exciting part of that update is in that video, so do have a look and check that video out. Up next is the Bonneville Speedmaster. Triumph's classic cruising mile muncher has been given a sprinkle of updates for 2021. As seen with the T120, the Speedmaster now gets that latest generation 1200cc high-torque twin, which is Euro 5 compliant, produces less emissions, and now has a crisper throttle response and a punchier mid-range thanks to those Euro 5 updates. Peak torque remains the same at 106 Newton meters, but is now delivered slightly lower down the rev range at 3,850 RPM. Peak torque is increased slightly to 78 PS, while 90% of that torque is available up to nearly 6,000 RPM. In terms of handling, the Speedmaster gets upgraded to help you enjoy those longer journeys, and that comes in the form of brand new higher spec 47mm Showa cartridge forks, together with a brand new twin seat design. The rider now gets separate lumbar support and a deeper sculpted foam seat, while the pillion also gets treated to a new seat which has 11mm of extra foam padding. In terms of styling updates, the Speedmaster gets treated to a brand new clock face bezel, which has a very subtle Triumph Bonneville branding logo in it. Elsewhere, the Speedmaster also gets full LED lighting all around, including a daytime running light in the headlights. So you've got the headlight, the rear light, the turn signal indicators are now all LED. The Speedmaster for 2021 will come in 3 colour schemes, including traditional jet black. There's also a new fusion white and sapphire black, and a new stunning red hopper. The new Speedmaster for 2021 will be in showrooms as of March and will retail for £11,850. Up next are updates to the Triumph Bobber, the lean, mean and cruising machine, very much the rebel of the Bonneville family, and the Bobber does get a host of updates for 2021. As seen with the T120 and the Speedmaster, the Bobber now gets the latest generation 1200cc high-torque twin, which is Euro 5 compliant, producing less emissions and gives a much more crisper and immediate throttle response and feel. Power delivery remains smooth, but there is now a noticeable punch at 5,500 RPM. Peak torque remains at 106 Newton meters at 4,000 RPM, complemented by a slight increase in peak power from 77 PS up to 78 PS at 6,100 RPM. Another interesting update to the Bobber is the fuel tank. It now carries a 12-litre fuel tank, which Triumph say gives the bike 33% more range. In terms of handling, the Bobber now gets a 16-inch fat front wheel, together with fatter, chunkier 47mm front forks for an even more muscular stance. In terms of styling, the Bobber now has a brand new signature front headlamp and daytime running light. Also refreshed are the Bobber's engine covers, cam covers and sprocket covers with a new blacked out finish to give the Bobber an even meaner and more moodier look. The instruments now feature a new bezel, including a metallic embellisher with subtle Bonneville branding. There's also a new dial face with translucent silver markings and integrated warning lights. The new 21 Bobble will be available in 3 colour schemes, including traditional jet black, matte storm grey and ironstone, and Cordovan red. It will be available from March 2021 for £11,850. Now, not included in this list of updates are the Triumph Scramblers, very important bikes in the Bonneville range. I can confirm they will be receiving updates coming soon, so watch this space. Both the 1200 XC and XE will be getting an update, and the new Street Scrambler will also be getting an update. So coming soon, watch this space. I'll have all the details for you on the channel to the new Triumph Scramblers. So there you have a range of updates across nearly all of the Bonneville range in one fell swoop. Triumph has updated this classic heritage range to make it ready for 2021. What do you think about these updates? Is there anything that stands out for you? Are there any bikes on this list that are on your radar for 2021? Please drop a comment below and join the discussion. For me, I think the T100 has certainly had the lion's share of the updates for 2021. Perhaps that's in the Street Twin. There is quite an exciting part to that Street Twin update. But drop a comment below and join the discussion. Let us know what you think about these updates to the Bonneville range. I will, of course, keep you informed as to future news on all the other members of the Bonneville range, including the updates to the Street Scrambler. So please do stay tuned. If you are new around here, then please make sure to subscribe to see weekly motorcycle news, reviews and content. And if you have enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up to support the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. I've been Eddie Set Go. Hope you ride safe, stay safe. I'll see you next time.